Hello students, today's Indian sociologist is Mr. A.R. Desai. A.R. Desai was born in 1915, early education in Baroda and then in Surat and Bombay. In 1934 to 1939, he was appointed as the member of the Communist Party of India and involved with Trotsky's groups. He submitted his PhD in 1946 at Bombay under the supervision of Mr. G.S. Ghure. Desai's PhD's dissertation is published as the book Social Background of the Indian Nationalism. In 1951, he joins the faculty of the Department of Sociology at Bombay University. In 1953, he became the member of the Revolutionary Socialist Party. In 1961, he translated Rural Transition in India and in 1976 he retired from the Department of Sociology. Mr. A.R. Desai's research and his special writing was based on the features of the welfare states, and he wrote a lot of about the state, its social and political aspect. According to Mr. A.R. Desai, welfare state is a positive state and it does not seek to do only the minimum necessary to maintain law and order. It is a interventionist state and uses its powers to implement policies of the social welfare. It is a democratic state and democracy is essential for any welfare state. Formal democratic institutions, especially multi party elections, are a defining feature of the welfare state. A welfare state also involves a mixed economy. Mixed economy is an economy in which both the private and public enterprises exist together. Welfare state does not eliminate capitalist market and nor prevent public investment. There are some criteria which are important for measuring the performances of the welfare state, and among these the first is it ensures the freedom from poverty, social discrimination and security for all its citizens. It also prevents inequalities of income through redistribution of the wealth and property among the citizens of the country. It transforms economy in such a way that capital profit motive in the mode of subsequent to the needs of the community. It ensures stable development free from the cycle of the economic booms and depressions. It also provides employment for the all peoples of the country. Along with Mr. A.R. Desai, the next and the last Indian sociologist in your book is Mr. M.N. Srinivas. Mr. M.N. Srinivas' work was especially based on the villages and the rural societies. And M.N. Srinivas' villages research was based on his writings, especially two broad types. Number one, first there was ethnographic accounts of the field work done in village, and second, on the basis of second kind of writing, including historical and the conceptual discussions about the Indian villages. Srinivas' views against Louis Dumont was that village was a relevant social entity, and history shows that villages have served as a unifying identity. He criticized Dumont views of the village as unchanging, self-sufficient little republics. He showed that the village had in fact experienced considerable change. Villages were never self-sufficient and had been involved in various kinds of the economic, social, and politics relationships at regional level. The significance of the villages are the villages as a site of the research offered the many advantages to Indian sociologists. It provides an opportunity to illustrate the importance of the ethnographic research methods. It offered eyewitness account of the rapid social change that was thinking place in the Indian countryside, and as newly independent nation began a program of the planned development. Because of the descriptions, policymakers were able to form impressions of the what was going in these rural areas. This was also important to review or the take the information and you can say the records how much developmental programs and how much the development of the villages has completed and how much has left. This is also important during this research, and this can provide the government a new information or the new idea for the next 5 years plannings. Villages studies thus provided a new role for a discipline like the sociology in the context of an independent nation.